everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Queens of Ponderosa, where we outfit, outgay, and outslay every single week. I am here with my co-host Alysha. My name is Taylor, and we are here to discuss the premiere of Survivor Season 50 in the hands of the fans.
Oh my word.
Crazy that it's finally here after all this time, anticipation, the fan votes, everything. We're finally here. Alysha and I have chosen to honor Jeff Probst on this monumentous day. We're both sporting our matching Survivor hats that Alysha got us for Christmas. So shout out to you, Alysha.
Thank you.
We have our blue button-ups. We've got our tan khaki pants. And then we're each repping a season 50 buff.
I know.
Alysha's repping Vatu. I've got Sela.
We should have had Kalos just hanging right here middle. Or sitting right here. But
Tony sitting right here with the Kalo buff Tony. on. Oh my God, I never even thought of putting buffs on Daisy or something. That would be so cute.
I've done that for Tony a couple times. Cute. When we're watching the episode, I'll throw a buff on him. It's adorable. Really cute. I should do that again.
But yes, we're here to recap everything that we saw and talk about how we feel and where things are going. So
many feelings.
I guess the very first thing is what's your general vibe of the episode? How do you feel about it? What was your experience? Tell me everything.
My first feeling and thought is my draft is screwed.
Ooh, yeah. I thought the exact same thing.
I'm in trouble. About your draft?
No, yours.
Okay, yeah.
No, yours, girl. I was damn, Alysha already has
because Jenna
two people
got voted out, and then
Kyle medevac, damn, you're already down 2 people.
And that was really sad.
Yeah.
The feelings I had this episode, it's excitement, but it was kind of sad, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was interesting in that that first hour or so was very celebratory of Survivor as a whole. That opening sequence of all of the most iconic moments and flashing all the way back to the marooning in Borneo and the Australian outback and then all the moves, that was so cool.
It was so cool.
Seeing all the players come in and Jeff talking to them.
Jeff's pep talk, it amped me up.
Too.
I told Sam, I'm I need to listen to that every day when I wake up in the morning.
Cerie's Matt chat, cried.
Yes.
Cried.
Yes.
Actual tears running down my face because I, one, love that woman so much.
Yeah.
And number 2, a cheesy thing that I always say to Josh is that part of the reason I love Survivor is the transformation. I sound like Jeff. I'm wearing him. And now his spirit is speaking through me. But literally the transformation that these players go through and what they learn about themselves and the obstacles they overcome, it moves me. And so listening to Cerie being Survivor has given me the confidence to be who I am and trust myself. They really honor Jenna of you started this whole phenomenon. It started with
feminine
you.
Phenomenon.
Yeah, literally. Yes. So I totally agree. I think that first hour in particular was so
good,
joyous and celebratory and fun. And then, I wouldn't necessarily say a dark turn, but it definitely was kind of somber.
Yeah.
The second half, maybe even the immunity challenge on, kind of just has a bit of a somber vibe.
It did.
And then, I also was just kind of grappling with certain production choices where I was okay,
tell me. We can just dive into it.
Okay, so in the hands of the fans. It's in the name.
Yeah,
obviously,
name.
We know that there were certain things that the fans were voting on. And I don't want to come across as being the fans don't know what is good for the show. But at the very beginning, the double whammy of you're not starting with rice and you have to earn your supplies. I'm just oh my God. And I think we've talked about this before, but those questions on that poll were so leading.
Yes.
Very obviously there were certain, the way that the questions were worded, you could tell that production wanted fans to vote for certain things or the other. I'm just sitting here okay, listen, Survivor does not need to manufacture intrigue and drama and moments because how many seasons in a row did we go where they got rice and a pot and a machete at the beginning and it was completely fine? If anything, wouldn't you want the chance for TV to be better? Because when there's rice, people can fight about how much they're eating. When there's rice, there's a chance that we're not just going to get blowout after blowout. I feel like the new era, the combination of we're not giving you food, and when you lose, we take your flint, leads to disaster tribes, like steamrolls against them being so common. So the fact that the taking of the flint returned, the fact that they're not starting with food, and the fact that we had to spend more time. Now, granted, the challenge for supplies was kind of fun because of how it played out. But in my mind, I was like, of all the things to spend airtime on in this episode,
it had to be that.
Yes, like why did it have to be on like journeys, twists, earn your supplies? I'm like, we've waited literal decades for some of these people to play again. Why can't we spend more time with them instead of filling up time with things that the producers think is exciting, interesting, suspenseful? I'm just like, so like I said, I don't want to be all like negative about it, but that was like my very first reaction at the beginning of like, ugh, are you joking?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
I had a similar reaction, and especially when they have rice and they're fed and they can have like the comforts of fire. It's already uncomfortable enough being out there in the jungle, stripped of everything else, playing a really hard game. These players would have such more like cognitive capacity to like socialize and strategize and really play. And I get in a regular season why they might want to like force some of that. It's like when people are more hungry or desperate, they'll act weird. I don't know. But when these players are already so interesting and iconic on their own, we wanted to see the relationships play out. I'm like, I wanted to see more of the camp life. Why is there an exile situation? Why did Q and Ozzy have to waste a night away in a game that's so fast paced already in 26 days, and now that they have 24 players? I'm like, cool, so you just guaranteed that they can't win. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't know. I think Exile, it definitely was like an interesting throwback. Like, I'm not gonna, if it's a one-time thing, then whatever. If it becomes a feature of this season, I'll have to like wait to see how I feel about it. Because I didn't immediately hate the idea of like Exile, because Exile was, I think, a better version of like what we see now with Journeys, where it's like, okay, you get sent to Exile Island. It's a negative because you're away from your tribe.
Yeah.
But there's the chance that you're going to find the hidden immunity idol. Yes, exactly. So when Exile Island came back initially, I was like, oh, you know, if this is the medium that the twists are going to be like introduced or found or earned, I'm like, okay, like I am not necessarily immediately opposed to this. And then like an hour later, it's like, who wants to go on a journey? And I was just like, oh my God. Like, so I'm like, at this point, we obviously know what we're expecting. So it's on me. Like, I'll own it and say, like, I know what's going to happen. So, like, stop being disappointed by it. But I guess in my mind, I was like, okay, with it being, like, season 50, biggest cast ever, I'm like, maybe there's a chance that some of these things that I feel like really are just there to fill time a bit aimlessly in a lot of ways, I feel like in the long run, I can't think of too many journeys that were even interesting to watch.
Yeah.
And if anything, journeys have done more to just like randomly screw people over than actually provide like any real intrigue or strategy. Like this.
Nothing comes of them when it comes to like relationships or things like that. There was the one New Era season with like the sandwich situation.
Yeah.
And, like that one was kind of interesting, but it like didn't have a lot of impact or consequence in the actual game. Yeah. It was just like, oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Like this one, I'm like, we spent 20 minutes with commercials, Savannah and Colby playing like reverse Jenga.
Yep.
For then, I know. Like, I don't know. Like maybe I'm just being a hater, but for me, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
We can get all of our hate out right now, and then we can like switch into the positive. But I think it's fair to just feel like annoyed or upset about certain things, because I certainly did. Yeah. It was just like, really? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Like, especially when it's just like, oh, you show up and there's a rock draw.
And then Mike, so he shows up in this boat and then he just has to go.
I'm like, yeah.
I'm like,
why not? Like, if we had this Exile Island situation, I'm like, why not have it be something like that where it's like, okay, you know, because listen, I probably trash talked this when it happened, but now in hindsight, the ship wheel that was on 41 and 42
was not half bad.
Yeah, in comparison to some of this, because it's like, yeah, you had agency over whether you're going to risk or not. And this, I'm almost like, yeah, why isn't there a similar option of like, okay, you can opt in to potentially get like a reward. But if you opt in and fail, you have to spend the night on Exile Island and you are caught. Like,
I was thinking that too.
I feel like is a way better trade-off than show up, draw rocks. Okay, so we're just sending Mike immediately back. Savannah and Colby are forced to compete in a challenge where you're going to lose your vote. And then it's kept secret. Like, I guess I'm not necessarily mad that Savannah getting an advantage is kept secret. But to me, I'm like, I feel like agency and choice is infinitely more interesting than like rolling the dice and like making it Mario Party.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree.
Like,
especially again, when this is like such a high caliber of play, it would be so interesting to see the choices that they do make.
Yes.
But it's like, well, she has to compete in this game. He has to compete in this game. Win or lose, someone loses their vote. And then she's like, oh, I get this advantage. That's okay. What even is the difference also between the dynamic?
Oh, I'd have to go and look at the voting if it's still accessible.
Because I was like,
I understood it. The way that I understood it was basically like the options were minimal, strategic, dynamic. I'm viewing that as like small, medium, large. Like minimal is like idols and that's it. Strategic is like, oh, we might throw in this and this. Dynamic, to me, is like production gets to do whatever they want and introduce like crazy shit whenever they want to do it.
Got it.
And like, they've been doing that anyway. So I'm not surprised that option won, because that's just what like the fans are used to at this point. And that's not like shade to the fans. Like, you get to vote for whatever you want. But like, because I Josh said the same thing of like, what does that mean? And I was like,
what is that?
I think it just means they get to introduce, because when Savannah read the note, it was like, fans voted dynamic, the power to really shake up and change the game. Like, so to me, it was like, okay, production will just throw in like, we're going to give everybody a secret block a vote, and they're all gonna play at the same tribal, and Suri will go home. Like, that's what it's that's what it's giving to me. Is like,
let's give Suri more
that
PTSD.
same kind of shit. So yeah,
and it was funny to watch Savannah read it, because I could tell as she was reading it, she was like so excited, and then she was like, oh, so this is just the same as every other time. Like, okay. Thank you, fans. Like, what did she get?
She got a block a vote.
A secret block a vote.
Yes. So yeah, we as far as the things fans voted on, they didn't get rice. They had to earn their supplies. I'm assuming that they voted for idols based on the fact that we saw one, and then dynamic
versus
advantages, whatever that is. We already know they're going to do a live reunion, so that thing won. And then I feel like the only thing off the top of my head that we don't know, and they might not announce till the final four, is whether or not we're getting fire making. Based on how the votes went, everything that I voted for, with the exception of the tribe colors, did not get picked. So I think we will have fire making at the final four. I'm almost positive that'll happen.
I'm pretty sure. I voted to give them supplies, but not give them rice. I think.
Okay.
But looking back on that, I must have not been in a good place. I'm just kidding.
Listen, everyone's entitled to their opinion. Some opinions are worse than others.
Right.
But everyone's allowed to have one.
Everyone can have one.
Yeah.
And it seems like most of the Survivor fans have a wrong opinion.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah. I think that really what it is, this shows up a lot in Big Brother, where and this is going to sound pretentious, but I'm just going to say it.
It's fine.
The online super fan audience almost always has extremely different takes on the show than the casual audience that watches it every week and then doesn't really participate in any discussion.
I think that's true for Survivor as well.
Oh, yeah. That's like the point I'm trying to make, is that on Big Brother, it's so predictable every year who's going to win America's Favorite Player, because on the live feeds, you see how people actually are. And so if they're like gross and awful and ugh.
Yeah.
But then the casual
edit,
audience.
yeah.
Yes, exactly. Like the America's Favorite Player twist is always so obnoxious because production can edit anybody to look good or bad. So it's always the underdog challenge beast, male challenge beast that wins every year on Big Brother. We saw this last year. It was Keanu. The year before that, it was
Keanu.
God, who won on 26? Oh, Tucker. Same thing.
Yeah, Tucker.
25, it was...
Tucker was pretty funny.
On 25, it was Cameron. Same thing. On the feeds, he was gross. But like, anyway, so the point that I was trying to make is I feel like Survivor is the same way, like you said, that the audience that's watching week to week has probably a much different take on people that are obsessed with Survivor.
I think the casual viewer loved this episode.
Oh, yeah.
And I think
I'm sure they did too.
The big fans or like insane fans online or the fans that have a podcast about it didn't love it as much.
Yeah. Yeah.
But with all of that being said, it was so fun to see some of the dynamics play out. Should we dig into the tribes a little bit?
Absolutely. Yeah. You want to go tribe by tribe?
Yes.
Okay.
But before it goes tribe by tribe, I guess, they had the challenge to get the supplies or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so rewarding and fun to see the Coach Ozzy thing.
I was thinking this too of like it.
That was nice.
It made the challenge so much better. The fact that Coach and Ozzy were two of the three that were selected because the added like drama and history. It upped the stakes.
Ups the ante. And I loved Rizzo being like, South Pacific, let's go. Like he's just super fan, like geeking out on the island. And when Jeff was like, can we get a coachism right now? Rizzo's like, yes, please.
Yeah.
Anyway. And so it was so fun to see that and just the tension there.
Yeah.
Coach clearly has hard feelings, and so does Ozzy.
Oh, yeah.
When Ozzy was like, Coach, I wanted you to win. Trust me, I wanted you to win.
Yeah.
He's like, thanks, I appreciate that, but that's bullshit. It really is.
Well, and like this revisionist history of Coach being like, Ozzy poisoned the jury against me. I'm like, honey, we talked about this when we analyzed the tribes, but I was like, okay, yeah, Ozzy definitely went after you at Final Tribal, but like they all felt that about you already.
He was like, he was speaking for the jury, really.
Yes, after everybody got voted out, they were like, Coach is full of shit because you kept telling people what you were going to do and did the opposite. So it's really interesting to me that he and the edit are framing it as like Coach would have been a winner and Ozzy like took it from him.
And it's like,
but in your dreams, girl.
That's Coach's narrative, I guess, and that's his story.
I mean, he's sticking with the delusion. He's very consistent there. And yeah, it is funny because yes, we have this whole thing of like, so they're fighting to get this key and it's back and forth. It's taking forever. Everybody's tired. Ozzy eventually is like, Q, if you end up getting it, like I won't take it from you. And the Coach in the confessional's like, I'm not agreeing to any of that.
He just didn't say anything.
I'm going to get it. This is Coach 4.0, which, side note, the number of times that I heard blank 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, like already tired. Yeah. Already tired. I hope that after the first episode, I don't have to hear anything about like, this time I'm going to play. Like I get everybody transformed. Everybody's playing different. I don't want to hear that again.
Yeah.
It was so funny because Coach's thing is like, I'm shedding this desire to like lead with honor and integrity, even though that's who I am.
Yeah,
I'm going to do with what I win. And then later on in the episode, when Mike White comes back and shares the way that the challenge like actually went down and was framed, Coach is like devastated. It's like, he's going after like my honor. And I'm just like, oh my God, which one is it?
Coach,
like pick a lane. Like, are you letting go of that? Or are you still like the self-righteous, delusional hypocrite that we love to watch?
That we love.
Don't get me wrong.
We're glad you're here like that.
It was just so funny.
It was ironic.
That like he opens up with like, this is my transformation. I've had so much time to reflect on how the win was taken from me. I'm not going to let it happen again. To like later in the episode, just like flopping back into that same mentality. It was hilarious to me.
Because before they get into the challenge, Coach and Ozzy, they have this like come to Jesus moment where it's like, we will let it go.
We should work together.
Yeah, and Q's just sitting there like, He's like smiling at him like, good for you guys.
Oh, yeah.
He probably isn't even super aware of their history, but was like, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they supposedly bury the hatchet. Ozzy smokes them in the challenge for the first leg, but then when it gets to the point of tying the sticks together, it is a struggle because of how far it is. Q isn't even really trying. And I think he wants to go for the same approach that Coach had, where Ozzy's like trying so hard to at least knock the key off, and then you can like try and pull it in. And so Ozzy's like, whoever knocks the key off can just like have it.
Yeah.
And Coach doesn't say anything, and Q doesn't really say anything.
Yeah.
So then Coach, like Ozzy knocks it off, and Coach just goes for it. And I love that they all kind of like dove for the key. Like they were going for it. But yeah, I wish that Coach, when Mike brought it back to the tribe, because Ozzy basically went back and told all of the Sela tribe what was going on and that there's still beef or whatever. Yeah. So then who is it that goes on so then Mike. Yeah. No. Is Mike on Sela?
Oh, on Sela, no. Sela, it was Savannah that went.
She went
for the journey?
Yes, but who told Mike that the way that Ozzy reacted?
Well, Mike asked Colby and Savannah, like he was like, how did Q talk about what went down and frame it? And then Colby was like, this is what happened.
This is what happened. Yeah. So then when Mike takes it back, Coach was visibly upset. Oh yeah. Visibly. And I feel like the Coach 4.0 would have been like, I
did what I had to do to win.
I did what I had to do and I got the key, and like what's done is done. Yeah. But it's clearly we get, not like, done.
A crybaby again.
Yeah. And Mike was just kind of sitting there like, I didn't know he would take it this personal.
They were all gagged they were like how hard he took it. Yeah. One thing I thought was funny too is they didn't acknowledge this in the episode, but I wrote this in my notes that there was a funny, what I thought of as like a funny, I don't know if coincidence or callback is the right word, but like in the premiere of Survivor 50, right as somebody's about to win the challenge, Coach pulls it out from underneath them. It made me think about in the premiere of Heroes versus Villains, where Coach and Colby were also playing, they're doing the opening challenge where they have to get bags back to a mat to score a point. And Colby is dragging Coach through the sand. And then right at the last second, Coach drags Colby over and scores. And then Tyson has his famous confessional of like, Colby is probably thinking like, I may as well just become a woman because there's no point in like maintaining my sense of masculinity after getting owned by Coach. So I just thought that was funny. I was like, oh my God, like 2 premieres, Coach has a moment where he just like right from underneath somebody is like, oh.
Isn't that the episode 2 where like Sandra rips Sugar's bra off?
Listen, the premiere of Heroes versus Villains, it like will forever be unmatched because that opening challenge, Stephanie dislocates her shoulder, Rupert breaks his toe, Sandra rips Sugar's she undoes Sugar's bra, and then Sugar rolls out of her bra to score topless. Iconic. Like, and finishes with,
and then she's like, whoa!
Crazy. Like, so good. So good. Here's versus Villains. So good. So overall, earning supplies, whatever. The challenge itself, some interesting stakes and drama I'm not mad at. Then we get to this Exile Island thing where they have to stay overnight. And at the end, they get the chance to either bring back supplies and lose their vote or get an extra vote and not get supplies. Also don't know how I feel about this twist. But what I will say is, even though I just said I was tired of transformations, I buy Ozzy's.
Same.
I loved his desire to really change up his game, to be strategic. He convinces Q to, I think, take. Obviously, hindsight is 2020, but I think that Q got the worse end of the deal.
100%.
Because you're gonna get your supplies eventually. I think after the first challenge, they get them. Yeah. And if not, they get a chance to earn them, and Sela will probably win another challenge at some point. So,
and what was so funny is Ozzy was like, "Your tribe is stronger. Like you won't be going to tribal, and I will." And so I like need this. I'm like, Ozzy, I feel like your tribe is strong.
Well, listen.
But then, in the immunity challenge, said. I was like, ugh.
And I felt a little bit vindicated because we had talked about like, I think that the Kahlo tribe is the one that may struggle in challenges. And then the entire internet was like, oh, Vatu, disaster tribe. They're going to lose every challenge. Yeah. So I felt a little bit vindicated. Not necessarily that, because Kahlo didn't lose, but in my mind, I was like, see, people that already immediately jumped to conclusions of like Vatu being disaster tribe. I was like, okay. However, with them losing Kyle, I actually think there's a chance that I still might eat my words there, because I think that that's going to be a pretty big physical deficit for Vatu to
and
make
just
up.
like a moral. Yeah, they were just. It's a big hit.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big hit. They were all shook, and I think they were all just emotional and crying because no one wants to leave this game that way, especially when it was like so early on. But they were all saying that he was just such a positive influence around camp.
He was in a great position.
He was in such a good position.
Oh, yeah. He wasn't going anywhere.
Like the best position.
Yeah.
And but this is good for Camilla.
Oh, yeah. So good for
we can
Camilla.
get into that.
So, anyway, Ozzy. Loved this push by him to make this strategic move to get the advantage.
Me too. I was impressed.
Like I said, we'll have to see if Exile Island becomes a mainstay. But I wasn't necessarily mad at that part of it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
And Q, when he went back, he didn't expose Ozzy and tell everyone what happened. And I kind of thought he might do that, but he didn't.
Yeah, I don't know if... because he does tell Kyle later, I lost my vote. I don't know if that means he also told Kyle, I lost my vote because I sold it to Ozzy.
He didn't say it
we'll have to see if that's something that becomes known. Because I'm assuming if he told Kyle, I would imagine that means Colby, Steph, and Genevieve also know that he doesn't have a vote because they were all working together. But we didn't really see if they know he doesn't have a vote, and we didn't see if he gave the full context. So we'll have to wait to see how that develops.
I feel like Kyle would have kept it to himself until it was necessary to like share with someone.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I really don't know. Let's dig into some of the tribe dynamics and how we thought things would play out.
Yeah.
Starting with Vatu.
Yeah.
The purplish fuchsia. No shocker that Colby and Steph are working together.
So obvious.
Also, can we talk about Steph for 1 second?
Sure.
And what you had sent me?
Sure.
Okay, so Eliza, she was from, what was her season?
Eliza Orleans was a contestant on season 9, Vanuatu, and season 16, Fans vs. Favorites.
Yes.
Eliza has remained really active in the Survivor community, even after playing. Important context for what we're about to bring up, Eliza is Jewish.
Yeah.
And Eliza has always been, on the show and off the show, a pretty outspoken individual, both about like her personal feelings and like politically.
Yeah,
and
she's just straight up.
And she's a public defender. So anyway, the thing that Alysha's referring to is that it was actually like last year when it happened, but Eliza's bringing it back up now in light of recent events that Eliza posted a video on her Instagram, and you can go and watch the full thing if you want. But the gist of this video is that Eliza says, I played on Survivor. After this video, I know that I will never play again. And it's because there's certain casting choices on season 50 that show you where CBS essentially is at politically and what they're okay with. She then goes on to elaborate that Stephanie on this season, I guess not on this season, but Stephanie, who is competing on this season, has been outspoken on her social media about her support of like Donald Trump and the MAGA movement, et cetera. And do with that what you will. And so what happens is that Eliza last year essentially like called her out on that. After it was revealed that Steph was going to be on the cast and she was playing on 50, Eliza calls her out on it. Eliza gets this text when Stephanie is flying home from Fiji, and it's like, she posts a screenshot, but essentially Stephanie's like, hey, I'm flying over Fiji. Heard you had like my name in your mouth. Like, you're just a sorry bitch that like, you know, you're trying to tear me down, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then later Stephanie goes on Instagram Live and is like, and Eliza's out here trying to say whatever, but like, Eliza, guess what? Eliza, you're Jewish and your parents are part of the 1% of everything, essentially perpetuating the negative and like somewhat racist stereotype that Jewish people are like secretly controlling everything behind the scenes, like in the darkness because of the wealth that they've acquired as like a culture. So long story short, Eliza is like, all things considered in 2026, it should show you that CBS is fine with that rhetoric because they cast Stephanie on the show even before she had said any of that stuff about me. And she was like, I don't want to stay quiet about this anymore. It's about to premiere, so I want to like bring this back up again.
It's a pretty shocking video from Steph.
Yeah.
Just like how ugly and hateful the video was.
Yeah.
And she looked kind of drunk. I don't know what was going on.
She was definitely on something. Eliza also brings up the fact that like this isn't new behavior from her. Obviously, like times have changed, culture's changed. What's okay to say, especially on TV, has changed. But she brings up the fact that on every season Stephanie has played on, she's used slurs. Like she called Bobby John the R slur on Palau. She talked about Bobby John's behavior as being so gay and she hates when he acts like that. So it's not like new behavior.
This isn't new news.
Yeah, it's not new behavior from her.
It's just like continued support.
Continued support and the provision of really, really positive edits of her. Yeah, we can talk about Guatemala where they kind of edit Stephanie in like a less positive light, but even on her original season, she's saying stuff like that and she was portrayed
as a hero.
Yes, and like she was the underdog. Like both things are true, but it's really
complex and it was really ugly and just like not okay. And Eliza's just like, I have to call out, like this is my job as a public defender. It's just to hold like powerful entities accountable for their behavior, and that's that. She didn't say really anything else, but it just gives you such a different perspective of Steph. And just watching it before the premiere, I'm like, ugh. And now we have to watch Steph. And just anytime she was on screen, I was like,
oh yeah,
what?
I felt the same after that video. I was like, I mean, I wasn't rooting for her anyway. I'm definitely not rooting for her now.
Yeah, for sure.
All.
And so going back to like the dynamics, we knew her and Colby would be at the hip in lockstep.
Yeah.
And it was just an unspoken like, yes, they are together. Apparently, so they formed this group being Colby, Steph, Genevieve, and Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle.
As like a core.
Yes. In his exit interview that I read on, I think it was Entertainment Weekly, Kyle says that he initially wanted to work with Genevieve, but didn't want to push too aggressively for it. Colby approached him, and originally Kyle was like, I'm just going to play coy. They were building the shelter. People were gone. And then Colby was like, no, I want to ride this out with you. Like, I'm serious. And Kyle was like, okay, let's do it. So then Colby said, who do you feel good about? And Kyle was like, I know that Colby is going to say Stephanie, so I'm going to say Stephanie. So Kyle's like, I feel good about Steph. And Colby's like, oh, good. And then Colby says, I feel good about Genevieve. And then Kyle was like, oh, good, because I want to work with Genevieve really bad. So
it just worked out.
Yeah, very organic foursome that is brought together.
I was a little surprised at how like aggressive Colby was being.
Yeah.
I guess in the strategizing and in having conversation. Like there's a moment where Genevieve is just trying to do something with setting up camp.
Yeah.
And she was like looking at something, reading something, I don't know. And Colby just comes up so aggressive and she just is like trying to talk about camp and he's like, no, okay, so we're good. You and me are good. Like, no, we need real talk right now. She was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got you. We're good. We're going to ride together. Like you, me, Kyle and Steph. And she was just like, okay, yeah. Like she wasn't opposed to it, but he's coming on so strong.
Yeah. I took that as like, and we kind of also saw this with Jenna. I think it was Colby partially trying to keep pace with what he's seen or been coached on for the new era. And also, I wouldn't be surprised if he's reflecting on the last time he played in Heroes versus Villains. He very quickly finds himself in the minority with Tom and Steph.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it was some kind of course correction. Like the last time I played, I waited too long to get in with the group. And then like the Suri, Amanda, Candace, Rupert, James, like all that whole group was running it. And so he's probably thinking now, like, I need to be the first to get the group moving so that I'm not going to get left behind like I did last time.
I was impressed. Like, I'm happy for him. I'm like, good for you.
Listen,
like,
this all things considered, I think this was honestly a really strong episode for Colby. Yeah. I think it was a good episode for him.
It was. It really was. And also, can we say how good everyone looked?
Oh, yeah.
Like, they looked so good.
Everybody looked amazing.
And because this makes me think of Angelina. I loved this Angelina and Colby moment. But I was like, Angelina looks so good. She looks so, like, island glammed up.
Yeah.
And she's, like, so skinny. She looks so good. Anyway, I loved this moment when they were like building camp and Angelina was like, Colby, you're gonna have to pace yourself. Like you're gonna burn yourself out. And he looks at her, he's like, this is my pace.
And then she goes, oh.
She's like, oh.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Yeah.
I was like, Angelina.
Yeah, it was great.
So good.
Q returns from exile. He gets pulled into this. So there's a 5-person alliance, but they only have 4 votes because of Q losing his vote.
I feel like another potential, though, to bring into this core is Rizzo, because there's this thing with Colby. A lot of the narrative on this tribe is revolving around Colby.
Yeah.
But it's like Rizzo was annoying Colby at first. And Colby's just like, this kid is just talking, and we're trying to set up camp and build camp, and he's not doing anything. He's just like yapping. But then as the episode goes on, he becomes really endeared to Rizzo.
Yeah.
And looks at him as like a son. And Rizzo was Colby's age when he first played. Wow.
Yeah.
Did that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I just see a younger me and want to like take him under my wing. Like Colby can't help himself. And I love that.
Yeah.
And I love it for Rizzo. Like this is how I was hoping Rizzo would play. And it just worked out so well.
He's like, I was 10 days ago, I just finished my season. Like a couple months ago, I was a fan.
Yeah.
And now I've played 1 season. I'm on my 2nd season and I'm playing with legends.
With you. Yeah.
Completely starstruck. And I was really happy for Rizzo. I think that I think part of it was like the edit. Like, I don't actually know if he was actually like that annoying, overbearing, or if it was just to drive home the point narratively.
Yeah, I think Rizzo's smarter than that.
I agree. But yeah, I think Rizzo could definitely get pulled in, leaving, which we both kind of predicted, Aubrey and Angelina on the bottom and on the outs. Colby and Stephanie both were really, really low on Angelina pre-game. So it doesn't surprise me that she is finding herself maybe without a ton of allies.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a chance for things to change, especially because when you look at how this tribe ends at the end of this episode, they have lost Kyle. So now this 5 is down to 4. Q and Colby do not have votes. Q and Colby don't have votes. So this group of 4 only has 2 votes, which means technically they don't know this. Rizzo, Angelina, and Aubrey could form the majority. I don't think they will know that or learn that.
Yeah.
Because Colby was open about losing his vote. He told everybody. So they know that Colby doesn't.
They don't know that Q. Yeah.
Like I said, Colby, Steph, and Genevieve might know that Q doesn't have his vote. But the other 3 won't. But, that still leaves the potential of if they know Colby doesn't have his vote, Steph, Genevieve, and Q are working together. I don't know, but who's to say Rizzo, Angelina, and Aubrey are like 3-3, let's tie it or we're out. I don't think that'll happen this early on. I'm assuming what you said is more likely, where Colby's going to be like, hey, Rizzo, vote with us to get Aubrey out because she's a huge threat, or vote with us to get Angelina out. She's got friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, let's talk about that,
please.
Let's talk about that. Listen, girl, listen. Aubrey, bizarre moment.
So bizarre.
Like, I can only assume, again, if we're on the theme of like, this is Aubrey 4.0 transformation, I can only assume that this is, again, like a reaction and course correction to like On Edge of Extinction. I was so open trying to connect with everybody and it bit me in the ass. Am I trying to be much more selective and guarded so that I don't like get humiliated again? But the way that she went about it was so like weirdly intense and aggressive.
Very aggressive.
That like I was just like, what was the purpose of being so catty's not the right word, but so like
she was being such a hard.
Are you sure you're not trying to get me out? Like, I just don't know if I can work with you.
Genevieve's like, huh?
Yeah, literally. It was crazy.
And you could tell that Genevieve was open in the beginning because she was like...
At least she said she was.
She said she was, but she was like, we could make some fire happen basically together because they're 2 strong, strategic women.
Yeah.
And Genevieve's like, we could make some stuff happen. And Aubrey's like, but is that what you really want?
Yeah.
Like, are you actually going to do that? And I was like, whoa.
I know.
Whether it's fake or real, like, you can always be reserved towards Genevieve.
Yeah.
But, like, play into it a little bit. Like, you don't want to create an enemy. And you could tell Genevieve was kind of like, Dang.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, what are we missing something pregame? Like, why did she?
I don't think.
What was that?
I don't necessarily know if there's anything that we're missing. I feel like it was just Aubrey. Like, listen,
That was
love
so
Aubrey,
weird.
but like we've said, her first season was great, and then I think every other season she just has never been able to like really get it right.
Yeah.
I think Aubrey is like a chronic overplayer, and this to me felt like a big overplay. Like she did not need to come out to Genevieve like that. Again, there's so much that may have happened in these first couple of days that we didn't see. So like, who knows? And we could get context later. But yeah, it was that moment was weird to me.
Well, and especially if we don't know when this conversation happened in the context of everything, like chronologically.
Yeah.
But if she already knows, Aubrey, that Colby and Steph are together hard, and like if she sees
everybody
Genevieve,
should know that.
Yes, and if she sees Genevieve kind of in this and Kyle kind of in this, she shouldn't want to create an enemy in Genevieve if it's like, I need numbers. And if she's realizing I need numbers, like I need her to be a friend right now.
Yeah.
It was such a weird, alarming conversation to me. It was not one that I was expecting at all.
I agree.
Another thing with Aubrey, nothing we didn't see in the episode.
I was just about to bring this up.
That Q?
Yes, I'm like, how did we not have a moment? What's
I
going on? That was like
know.
part of Q's story arc in 46. Like, I wrote that down.
Like, huh?
I was gagged. I was like, how? Obviously, we could get it later. But to me, I was like, isn't this the moment to do it? Like, how on earth was there not like even like a funny sequence of Aubrey being like, so I hear you don't like me, huh? Because you know that conversation happened.
1000%.
I felt exactly the same.
And
I
how
was
much
like,
they played that up.
I can't
I'm
believe that we got a fucking journey and didn't get the Q Aubrey conversation that we know happened. Are you kidding me?
100%.
Oh my God. I'm so glad you brought that up because I felt exactly the same way. I was so disappointed by that.
I was so disappointed and so surprised.
Like even preseason that got brought up. Multiple people in their interviews were like, I know Q and Aubrey, blah, blah. Like, are we joking, editors?
And they could have
we serious?
They could have even done it so easily when they all draw their buffs and they all go to the same mat. Just a quick confessional of like,
I'm on
can
the
you
same
believe
mat
this?
as Aubrey.
Yeah,
Yes,
like,
it was
nothing.
literally crazy.
Nothing?
Literally crazy.
It was an interesting choice.
Crazy.
It was a choice.
Yes.
Choices were made.
Yes.
Choices. I was disappointed.
Yeah.
I was at least just like surprised.
Yeah.
Q seems like he is playing pretty chill and he is being really, really chill. And no one has said anything about Q really. I mean, Colby doesn't love Q, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, for nothing to come of that was such a waste.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah. It was definitely disappointing that we didn't get to see.
And maybe they'll bring it up next episode. I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But this tribe is in a really interesting position. They're in a bad position. Oh, let's talk about Kyle really quick.
Yeah.
Devastating to me.
I was going to say,
devastating.
Based on what happens at the end of the episode, this tribe is in a really interesting situation moving forward. So we see during the immunity challenge, Kyle provided a little bit more context in his exit interview. He said that, so obviously if you watch the episode, you saw that Kyle is medevaced because he ruptures his Achilles tendon, which can be really devastating if it is not treated. So they evac him from the game. When it happened, there's a sequence during the challenge where they have to essentially climb up a ramp. Well, we've seen variations of it. So the context of how it happened is Kyle and Q got up at the very beginning and Colby was struggling to get up after he was helping everybody up. So Kyle went back down to get Colby up. And then Kyle was trying to get up and be the last one. He said, there were 3 times I tried to run up the wall. You only saw 2. The injury happened on the 3rd one, but they just spliced it all together, sort of a thing. And the doctor told me later that the repeated power with which I was like tackling the wall to try and get up is what probably ruptured my tendon. Yes, he's trying to get up. He comes down. Kyle says that another thing that we didn't necessarily see is that Kyle was walking around and Q actually shouts out, Kyle, I think you broke your foot. And then Kyle looks down and sees that his foot is like dangling off to the side and then he goes down. So it was like,
oh my gosh.
Kyle was, I'm assuming, adrenaline for sure.
For sure.
And Achilles ruptures actually don't necessarily, grammar. They're not necessarily always super painful, but it is that sensation of, I can't put any weight on my leg. So Kyle walking
And you can't
around, he
walk,
was
really,
like, yeah,
like-
I got to a point where when I was walking around the next day, it wasn't really painful. And I could kind of walk around to mask what was going on because I didn't want to get medevaced. But he was like, walking on the sand was hard. Going to the bathroom was hard because I couldn't even squat. It was
yeah.
hard to clean myself. It was hard to eat. Like, so like it really is
That's so
devastating because,
devastating.
you know, he was in such a good position as we talked about.
Yeah.
He joins Michelle, random Survivor trivia for me.
Okay.
He joins Michelle Fitzgerald as the only 2-time player to never be voted out with this.
Whoa. That is random trivia. I love that.
Oh, and excuse me, and Jenna Maraska, because Jenna won Amazon and then left All Stars to go and be with her mom before she passed away.
She died.
So yeah,
Wow.
Kyle joins a really interesting, unique group of players that has never been voted out.
I also really felt for Kyle because I feel like this was, how do I say this? It's like for him to have a returning season, this was the most ideal situation for him to succeed or go as far
Yes.
into the game as he could have.
Yeah.
Because there was 2 other winners, so he's not like the only winner. There's so many big people
Yeah.
and big threats.
Great
so
alliance.
eyes aren't all on him. He had a solid alliance.
Yeah.
And he really was in the best position.
Yeah.
And now for him to ever come back, like the likelihood of all of those things aligning again is so slim.
Yeah.
So I just felt for him because I'm like, I do believe that he had an actual shot.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think he would have gone
And
pretty
I think
deep.
he knew it.
Yeah, he talks about in his exit interview too that like he really did bond with Genevieve. Like it was more than just game. They really got along. He said that even in those first couple days, that tribe, like he acknowledged, he's like, just like a lot of people on the internet are saying, I think even in the game when people saw our tribe, people were like, oh, like the disaster tribe.
Yeah.
But we were a very cohesive unit. All those tears,
cool.
he's like, all those tears were real. Angelina crying, Aubrey, everybody. He's
Rizzo,
like,
yeah.
we really became so close in such a short amount of time. So it
And I do think
really is
so
sad.
much of that is kudos to him.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's such a loving, charismatic, handsome,
Yeah.
smart, strong person.
Yeah.
And I think they all were just like comforted that he was there, not threatened.
Yes.
He was like a glue in
Definitely.
a way. And Genevieve's like, it makes sense why everyone wanted to work with him in 48 because
Oh, yeah.
how can you not? Like
Yeah.
you almost can't help yourself.
Yeah.
So that was really, really sad. And especially with that happening at the end of the episode, I was just, I think, left on a low note.
Oh, yeah.
Like left on such a low.
Yeah.
That I was like, wow, this is the start to 50.
Yeah.
Like 2 big hits to my draft.
Yeah, pretty somber.
Pretty awesome.
The last thing that I think we can bring up for this tribe as far as what happened in their dynamics is Genevieve finds
I was just
an
gonna say
idol.
that. The Billie Eilish eyelash?
Yeah. Yeah.
Billie Eilish boomerang idol.
Yes. So she finds this idol, opens it up, reads the note. Basically, it's an immunity idol with the twist that if the person holding it is voted out with it, it comes back to you like a boomerang.
Yep.
Yes, the celebrity branding with 50 is kind of odd and strange.
Very strange.
But what I will say is I do not hate this twist to idols. Like
Yeah.
I think it similar to like amulets, it provides some interesting dynamics because it's like, okay, do I give it to someone to build goodwill with them? Do I give it to someone to try and screw them and get it back to me? Do I give it to someone that's going to vote someone out? Do I
Yep.
give it to somebody that is at risk of getting voted out so they can play it and blindside somebody? Like really interesting stuff. She ends up selling it to Ozzy. Kyle
willing it to him because
Yes.
he didn't have to buy it.
Yes, sorry, sell it. Yes, willing it to Ozzy. Kyle, again, in his exit interview says, I was involved in this process with the Alliance. The reason that we picked Ozzy was, one, we felt like Ozzy would be most receptive to, upon learning that we had given it to him, that he could work with us come a tribe swap or a
He'd
merge.
be more trusting for sure.
Yes. And they also felt that there was the chance that
He's going to go.
Ozzy could get targeted due to his connection with Suri. But Kyle was like, it was mostly viewed as like a way to build a bond and trust. We weren't really trying to reap the benefit, at least early on, of it boomeranging back to us.
Because the edit made it seem like Genevieve her main focus was, how can this get back to me?
Yeah.
Like, how can this boomerang back to me?
Yeah.
And I was like, just trying to think about how I would play it. I feel like it would be just a good omen, goodwill.
Yeah.
Trying to build a connection with someone.
Yeah.
And then it's just a benefit if they go.
Yeah, definitely. There's a couple caveats with the idol as well, where Ozzy reads the note. All it says is, someone wanted you to have this. It's good until final 5. You can only play it for yourself and you can't give it to anybody else.
Yeah.
So if I
He's
was
stuck with
Ozzy, that would immediately be like, like, what does this mean?
Yeah,
The fact that the rules for this idol are different than any other immunity idol we've seen before.
And they're so specific.
Yeah, we'll have to see if, because I'm assuming when we get to CeeLo, we'll talk about it. He tells Suri about the extra vote he got from selling the supplies to Q. I'm assuming that he's probably also going to tell her about the idol that he got.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if then they put their heads together and realize that there's something interesting about it. But there's no way that they would know that it came from Genevieve, because there's nothing linking her to it.
He knows that it came from that tribe, or he should, because it was their tribe color.
Yes.
But I don't know if he thought that.
Yeah.
I feel like he would.
Maybe, yeah, we'll have to see if there's additional content regarding him getting it that we end up seeing. The other thing that I noticed too is, based on the Survivor 50 preview, I think every tribe has a boomerang idol, because we see a confessional of Rick Devens talking about it.
About how it's going to ruin his game.
Yeah, I imagine that there is going to be at least one boomerang idol on each tribe that is now going to create these cross-tribal connections, targets. It'll be really interesting, because it basically means that, continuing with the trend for the new era, it seems like the producers never want idols to be secret. They always want, like, at least one other person to know about it.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like idol plays are way better when no one knows about them, because 100%. Then you can play them and it's more fun. But now, again, there's always going to be at least one other person that knows about your idol. So they're, again, not really actually secret. I think the producers think that them not being secret makes people more likely to play them. But I literally think that we have seen the opposite.
No, that's not true.
Like, when people know you have them with Rizzo.
Yeah. Yeah. To the end.
Like, so anyway.
Yep, totally.
That's everything, I think, as far as big events for Vatu. But do you have any other, like, tidbits or things you want to add to this?
No, I think I could see Ozzy finding the boomerang idol on his camp and then being like, oh, shiz. Like, she gave it to me with this stipulation.
I see what you're saying. So he could find it and realize, like, oh,
yeah,
now it's given to me, like, ooh, is this actually bad?
Yes.
That's a good point.
So I could see him finding that. And that's one way to kind of, like, mess up the benefit of this.
Yeah.
Is if the beneficiary finds out, like, oh, this is a blessing and a curse. Like, I kind of want to get rid of this thing.
Yeah.
Genevieve does think about giving it to Rick Devens for a moment, which I thought was smart. And Stephanie was like, why? Like, no, she just, like, threw it under. But I'm like, no, it made complete sense, because he's known as, like, the idol advantage guy, like, always searching for advantages and looking for advantages. So people would want to vote him out, because it's like, what if he has something?
Yeah.
Like, we don't know. Let's vote him out.
Yep.
Transitioning to that tribe, unless you have anything else to add.
I was going to say, I think because they went to tribal, maybe we should talk about Kahlo first.
Okay, let's talk about Kahlo. Let's talk about
Kahlo, our green tribe, this is the tribe that consists of Mike, Jonathan, Charlie, Coach, Dee, Chrissy, Camilla, and Tiffany. They also win both challenges. So they're doing well. They they don't win both challenges. They don't win that first one, but Coach gets their supplies, and then they win the immunity. So this tribe is also doing pretty well. This tribe, as we talked about in our analysis, seemed to be initially the one that was the most in flux as far as the dynamics.
The biggest question mark.
I think that is still kind of true. We definitely see it basically seems like there's two loose factions. And I say loose, and I mean loose. We've got the Tiffany, Dee, Camilla, new era girl trio.
Which really, I love.
Oh, I love that trio. It gets maybe 30 seconds to a minute of screen time. So I don't know how serious it is, how impactful it is. But we do see that in the episode. And then it seems to be that there's a loose-ish connection amongst the other five, where we see Chrissy talking strategy with Coach, targeting D. We see Jonathan and Chrissy talking strategy, targeting D. Jonathan tells Coach, I would love to go to the end with you.
Yep. It gave him chills, actually.
Yes. Then we have Mike and Charlie, where even though Mike said Charlie was a foe, and again, maybe he doesn't mean this, but we get a clip of Mike going to Charlie and saying,
Be my brain.
Can you be my strategist? Because Mike is really trying to play up this, like, I'm here to have fun.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not taking this so
and I'm
seriously.
like older. I need help.
I'm so tired from filming The White Lotus and winning Emmys. I just don't know what to do. Can you think for me?
Yeah.
Speaking of Mike White, the body.
He looked so good.
Snatched.
Yes.
Snatched.
And in his pregame interview, I think it was the lighting because he looked rough. He looked beat.
Oh, he looks incredible.
Yeah.
That
and then
bod,
seeing
honey.
it, I was like,
oh, yeah. And he was like,
Mike.
I've been waiting years to show this off.
I know.
Oh.
I was so proud of him.
Yeah.
He looked so good. And this whole episode, Mike just shines, though.
So fun.
Like, I love Mike.
Yes.
And it's so fun that he's an actual, like, A-list
Yes.
celebrity. He's an actual A-list celebrity, and people
oh my God,
are just
your
like,
nails are cute. I didn't see
thank
those.
you.
Love those.
Yeah, they were Valentine's.
Cute.
Kind of fun, kind of different. Anyway, yeah, and he makes this connection to D, kind of similar to Charlie, where he's like, I need you to be my blank, like fill in the blank.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to play this role really, really well. And everyone's just like so endeared to Mike.
Oh, yeah.
As they should be.
Yeah.
Who else had a good connection to Charlie, or was it just Mike?
Well, Coach,
Yes.
one might say
the toe ring
proposes an alliance with
Yes.
Charlie. Coach, this is the most Coach thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
Coach says, well, so someone initially points out, oh, toe. Coach, I like your painted toenail.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I did this with my daughter before I left.
him.
And then somebody says, I believe it's Charlie, says, why do you have a toe ring on? Or maybe D
He's
says
like, is that a toe ring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Coach says, I've had this on since 1988. It doesn't even come off when I shower.
They were all like, oh.
And then Coach puts it on Charlie. And I felt the sexual tension.
Oh,
Like,
Charlie was just like,
yeah, Charlie was draped out, and I was like,
yeah, he
okay,
was like, okay,
so
put it on my toe.
we're gonna be seeing a Charlie entry on Wiki Feet any day now.
Any day.
And
We're waiting.
Coach has, betrothed
Yes.
himself to Charlie with the addition of the toe ring.
Yeah. It was I thought it was really funny.
Oh yeah,
Like
I was laughing.
I've loved Coach on this tribe.
Yeah.
I think he's in such a good spot to shine.
Yeah.
I loved when he came back from the challenge to win supplies and they were just hyping him up.
Coach.
And he was just
Coach.
like,
Oh,
he was
yeah.
dancing and it was so
And that's what you
cute.
do.
I
listen,
loved it.
Coach can say a million things. That man's got an ego the size of Jupiter. Okay.
Easily.
That's how you butter him up, make him feel like he's the most powerful, important person
He
ever.
loves being a hero.
Which Chrissy, again, when they're talking strategy in the water, she's like, Coach, I'm with you. I trust you. We got to work together. And he's like, yeah, I got you.
He's like, yeah, okay. And Jonathan too, he was like, I love this. Let Coach be the hero. Like let Coach take the spotlight. And I'm like, okay, Jonathan, I do think
Jonathan
he's
goes,
thinking more.
Oh, I would love to go to the end with you. And then I went, like,
Bromance.
listen, I know there's probably a lot of Jonathan fans here. There's one in this house. It's not either one of us. That's all I'll say.
It's my cute husband.
Yeah. Alysha's husband is rooting for Jonathan,
and it's cute
which we
because
love.
anytime Jonathan's on the screen, Sam's like, oh, it looks so much like my brother, like his older brother, Evan.
Yeah.
His eyes, and I've actually not met his older brother yet, but it's his eyes. Like he looks exactly like Jonathan to him. So he just is so endeared to him, and it's just like an older brother figure to him.
Yeah.
So he just loves Jonathan. And what straight man isn't like, I want to be Jonathan.
Oh, yeah.
For
sure. Yeah. Jonathan, hero to the straight men. Everywhere.
And I do love watching Jonathan compete. Like I really do.
Absolutely. Like
genuinely.
the man is a mountain.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Yeah. Listen.
Say what you want to say.
All I want to say is like, great. I don't want to see Jonathan and Coach at the end.
Yeah.
Like if I'm thinking like, who do I want to see in the final three? I don't want to see them.
Yeah.
If Coach is in the final three, he needs to be there with Angelina and Q. And if it's not that,
or Camilla, I would love a Camilla Coach.
Yeah.
I don't know. Camilla, Coach, and
I want a
Emily.
I want a Savannah.
I don't know.
D. Suri final three. That's a joke, but
it would be
wouldn't
amazing.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
It would be a really good one.
So yeah, like I said, go.
Sorry, I was gonna say another thing that we didn't see come to fruition was this Camilla Coach thing.
Yeah.
Because there was so much talk before, like Coach was aware that Camilla was a big fan.
Yeah.
And Camilla very, very explicitly is like, I love Coach. He's
Yeah.
one of my favorite players
Didn't
of
see it.
all time.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, why did we spend so much time like Coach and Chrissy in the water? And she's like, we're working together. I'm with you. I'm like, where was the Camilla moment?
Yeah.
Like nothing came of that. And I was kind of just like,
Yeah.
okay, like she definitely has talked to him.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm just like confused why certain choices are being made.
Yeah. The stuff that we saw for the stuff we didn't see, is kind of
It's just kind of like head scratch.
One thing I'll say that we didn't see, and thank God, is that every player got a mat chat at the very beginning. Jeff went down the line and talked with every single person. And Charlie, in Charlie fashion, does make a Taylor Swift reference in his mat chat. And Rick Devens also tries to make a joke about Taylor Swift that falls really flat.
Oh, I wish we could have seen it.
So the editors did spare us of that, and I really appreciate that. We don't need to say that anymore. I was gonna say too, Charlie in his one confessional about Jonathan, I was like, more personality than the entirety of 46. So
actually,
Charlie 2.0, we might say.
Charlie 2.0, Charlie who?
I'm so loving this Charlie
This
that has a
new
personality
version.
that's not how much he loves a certain singer. It's so refreshing to see.
so
One thing that I
refreshing.
learned, did you know that Charlie and Dee are like best friends?
No.
They're like best friends outside of the game.
Huh?
Yeah.
Really?
Which makes these trides
that's
dynamics
interesting.
really interesting because I don't think now that things are as cut and dry as we thought for Dee being toast. Because if she's already got Tiff and Camilla in her corner,
And
Charlie is best friends with her and worked
And Mike.
and like Tiff on 46. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think things are as cut and dry. If they go to a tribal, things could be more interesting than we're expecting. They obviously didn't show that in the episode, but I learned that after the fact, listening to Steven Fishback and Rob C.
Yep.
They talk about the fact that they bring it up in passing that Charlie and Dee are best friends.
What?
So they don't expect Charlie and Dee to vote against each other.
What I think it is the On Fire podcast hosts have this thing.
Yeah.
But because of the On Fire podcast, Dee also has some tension with Devens. Because Devens was the host before her or something.
Why was Devens hosting
Literally
the On Fire
no
podcast?
idea.
Girl, bye.
But she was like, he was just so weird and standoffish in the trade-off of like hosting. So anyway, I think that's why Charlie and Dee have this like kindred friendship, which is interesting that it wasn't really brought up. Maybe they're really trying to keep it like on the down low, but that is super interesting. And Dee might be safer than I thought.
Yeah.
And she is just such an asset when it comes to challenges. Yeah. She is so beautiful. Yeah. She is so charming. She's so friendly.
Oh, and she's hungry. Her confessional is like, you thought I was cutthroat last time. I'm known as the most dominant winner of the new era.
Try me.
Yeah, you're not even ready for what
she's like, you haven't even
time.
seen anything yet.
And I'm like, love.
I love it from her.
Yeah, me too.
That gave me chills.
I loved Mike talking to Dee about her teeth.
He's like, where'd you get those?
Yeah, literally. And he's like, are those yours?
She's like, no.
Yeah. I know. So
veneers.
Funny. It's like she had good teeth before. Like, did she get veneers post winning?
Probably.
Because I'm like, I don't know. Veneers are so insane to me because I feel like I'm not, listen, there's a time and place for veneers for sure.
Sure.
I just feel like there's so many people that get veneers and I'm like, you had beautiful teeth. Like, what are we doing, sweetie?
Yeah.
If Dee didn't have veneers on her first season, her teeth were beautiful. She's gorgeous already. Why are we getting fake teeth, bestie?
I know. The veneers trend is really fascinating to me.
And like blinding white veneers too, where they're like scary.
I'm like,
real teeth don't look like that.
No.
Yeah.
And I think there's so much personality in people's teeth, and if they're not perfectly straight,
let us see your busted ass teeth, girl.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Listen, Drag Race, that's like the biggest offender. These queens come in on their first season. They're raw. They're authentic. They've got chompers.
Yeah.
They come back on All Stars. They've all got lip filler. They've all got veneers.
The Botox.
And they're all on Ozempic.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Girl.
listen, obviously, like, do what you want to do to feel confident and beautiful.
Sure.
But honey, we miss
Love
the personality.
yourself.
I love Jaws. I love Jurassic Park. That's what I want to see. I'm not trying to see like, you know, plain ass regular run of the mill veneers,
the
honey.
perfect, like, pearly
I want to see
whites.
some teeth.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
That was a really funny moment.
Yeah, Kahlo, beyond that, like, we didn't really see a ton from them this episode.
No.
So we'll see where things go. Like I mentioned previous episodes, like, super pumped to see Chrissy again. Love her. Still think Tiff being there is kind of crazy, but go off, Queen.
Same.
She seems to be having a good time and seems to be flying under the radar.
Having
So
fun.
be fierce, bestie.
Yep. I loved this. Made me think of something too. Just anytime we say Tiffany, I'm going to think about
My mom.
a bunch of other people that I would rather watch on this season.
I
like
thought you were
if
talking
it
about
were
my mom
Shan
because her
or-
name is Tiffany too.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
She spells it IE though instead of Y.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Tiffany.
Shout out, Mom.
Shout out, Mom.
She's not listening to this.
Thank you for birthing. Yeah, my parents
Yeah.
don't listen. Thank you for birthing Taylor. I love him.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jenna, when she has the Matt chat, she was like, "Who would say no to this?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Who did say no to this?" Because some of the pics I am
Amanda
a little
Kimmel,
bit
allegedly.
confused. Really?
Yeah, Amanda Kimmel was basically on the cast, and at the last
No.
minute, Jeff said that it was the time commitment that made her stop because she didn't want to be away from her family. I know there's stuff online that are like, oh, she didn't want to see Ozzy again, but I'm like,
No.
that girl, honey, that was like literally
No.
15
I don't
years
think
ago.
that's it.
Even more than that. Micronesia was 2008.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm like, 2000. No, it was probably even earlier than that. 2000, whatever. It was when I was in 5th grade, and that was 18 years ago.
Yeah.
I can't do math. Whatever. It was a
Whatever,
long ass
it's
time
a
ago. She's not
long-
thinking about Ozzy anymore.
No, she has moved on.
And I want to tell you, the ferocity with which I continue to stan Amanda Kimmel, if she was on this season.
We'll never quit.
Oh. Love.
I
love her.
She was.
Love her.
I think she was my first real, like, Survivor woman crush. It was really Amanda.
Oh, she was the first player that I stand, period.
Yeah, I was obsessed.
The first episode I watched is her playing that idol at the final 6 of Micronesia Girl. And I was like,
gosh.
my little gay soul was like, work. Queen,
Work.
diva, fierce.
Yes.
I was looking at the screen going, Mother Kimmel.
Mother.
And I still think that.
I love it.
I love that
so much. I
let's
still
move
think
on
it too.
to our third and final tribe where all the drama, all the tea, all the hot goss was. The Sela tribe, as I'm representing here. We have Suri, Emily, Savannah, Jenna, Ozzy, Rick, Christian, and Joe. So this tribe was pegged pre-season as like the tribe to beat. They're never going to lose any challenges.
Yeah,
They've got Joe
overpowered.
and Ozzy and Savannah and Christian. Like they're going to do super, super well. And they lose both challenges pretty hard this time around.
Yeah, they were obliterated in
yes.
the immunity challenge.
I'm really interested. Well, okay.
Okay.
Here's the tea.
Tell me.
The exit interview from Jenna Lewis
I should have
really
listened.
changes the way that this episode will be viewed because we can talk about what we saw, but according to Jenna, which again is currently all alleged because she's the only person from this tribe we've heard of, what we saw on TV is, to maybe nobody's surprise, is not an accurate representation of what went down. So Jenna's claim. So
I'm sorry.
To sum up what happened, essentially, very briefly, and we can talk about it more, but to sum up very briefly, they get to the beach. Jenna Lewis is playing hard from the get-go,
Yeah.
immediately swinging for the fences as soon as they land. She's
Swinging
like,
for Suri.
Who's the biggest threat? We need to get Suri out. So Jenna's batting hard for Suri. Ozzy comes back from exile. Loved this moment, by the way.
Yeah.
Ozzy and Suri link up. They're sitting on the beach. Suri's like, Ozzy, I know we got some history, but like, we need each other. And Ozzy's like, Suri, you are my number one. I want to
am
go
with
all
you.
the way with you. I'm with you. There's nobody I'm playing with. I have an extra vote. I'm telling you. And then Ozzy goes to his confessional and continues his transformation that is the only one that I'm currently actually buying, where he's like, I know that I need somebody to help me through these parts of the game that I'm not as confident in. And Suri's the person to do that.
Yeah.
And I just have so much love for this duo. I'm genuinely, never thought I'd ever say this. I am rooting for Ozzy and Suri, obviously, but I'm rooting hard for Ozzy. I finally get what all the Facebook moms see. I'm like, love.
Yes, Oscar.
Love him this season. Love this duo. Love how protective they are of each other and how hard he went to bat for her already. I was like,
stuck his
fierce
neck out.
Yeah, I was fierce.
So far for her.
Yes.
That people debated flipping it on him.
Yeah.
Because it was like, wow, why is he protecting her so much? But he is going to be fiercely loyal to Suri.
Yes. So
loved that.
They reconnect. In the meantime, we see a bit of a nerd alliance form where Christian and Devins link up, and Christian makes the argument like, I will be
the Captain Kirk Spock, to the Spock,
and you'll be my Captain Kirk. I wrote down something funny about that in my notes. Hold on. It made me laugh really hard.
He made that
about someone else too.
He made that parallel in preseason about Rick Devins.
Yes.
It was about Devins. He's like, I want him to be my Captain Kirk to the Mr. Spock.
I wrote, Christian and Rick are gay middle school lovers, AKA Spock and Captain Kirk.
You're like, perfect.
Yeah.
It was so cute watching them just like hug and nerd out. And like, you can tell they both want to be so badly accepted and embraced and like worked with, and they want to be reassured.
Yeah.
And so when they both kind of did that for each other, they were just like schoolgirls. Like,
absolutely.
Oh my gosh, I love you. Can I hug you? I'm so happy you're here. Like, I loved this.
Similar dynamic with Emily and Christian.
Yeah.
Where really the same thing. Emily's like, I implicitly trust you. And Christian's like, oh my God, can I hug you?
Yes.
Because, you know, they need allies, and Emily.
This is the alliance of my dreams.
Yes. And Emily has a confessional where she's like, on 45, it really felt like nobody wanted to work with me. I got a rocky start and always kind of felt like I was trying to keep my head above water. Now I have people that really want to work with me, and it's exciting, and I'm feeling way better about my game.
Well, and she also said that maybe people really did want to work with me in my season when they told me that, but she just like never believed
like,
it.
I have to believe, like maybe when people are telling me, I trust you, I want to work with you,
she's like, okay, but like, cause she didn't believe that she was someone who people would want to work with.
Yeah.
So now she's like embracing that of like, okay, people do want to work with me, and I trust that, and I trust them, and I'm leaning into this.
Yes.
And as much as I don't love Rick Devins, Christian and Emily can make anything beautiful.
Oh yeah. In the conversation that Devins was having with Christian, where they're walking, and then all of a sudden Devins was like, obsessively looking for the idol as they're walking, and Christian would just pause and wait for Devins to like stop, like to
calm down,
rummaging through. That was it was making me laugh.
It was so funny. He just like and then reaches at the top and he's like, no,
I thought that was it.
I know. And Christian's crazy. Like, oh darn. It's like you know, this is sacrilegious, but to me, Christian, it's just like God. How you can hand God a mess or a life or anything that's in shambles and ashes.
Christian's like, I'm gonna fix it, honey.
And he can make it into the greatest thing ever in existence.
Listen. Oh, sorry, finish your thought.
No. I was just saying that's what Christian will do for Rick Devins.
Yeah. I was gonna say, it really interesting that you brought up God, because let me tell you, last night, praying like I've never prayed before.
Okay, sister, why? What happened?
Because I was like, Suri is gonna go home first. And I literally was in my house and I was like, if God is real, Suri will not go home. And I looked at the ceiling and I was like, Josh, if God is real, Suri's not going home. Please, God. God.
He's real.
Everything. And he's real. And after she didn't go home, I looked and I said, thank you, babe. I said, thanks, babe.
Yeah.
So
now you can never deny.
It's funny you brought that up. Alysha, when I tell you that I was pacing through my house, I had my head buried in my hands, screaming, freaking out, literally like during the challenge, every time Suri threw the monkey paw and didn't work, literally going, fuck, like so bad. So bad. I could not handle it. I texted my boss and was like, just letting you know, I might be calling out sick tomorrow. I'm just like, that's how this episode is going. It was a really, really stressful and heavy time for me. It was scary. That Wendy Williams clip where she's like, it was scary. It was really scary. That's exactly how I felt. I was like, I can't take it. Love Jenna Lewis. You better believe I was in my house being like, they better vote that bitch out. Like, oh my God. I was so fired up, angry, scared, frightened. And let me tell you, the celebration that was had when they read those Jenna votes, ran up my stairs, threw myself on the bed, like prostrated across of like, thank you so much. Like,
yes.
Oh my God. It was crazy. Sorry. I might have just like blown out the mic a little bit.
No, you're fine. It was deserved.
We need to go in and put in a disclaimer like, hey, if you've made it to this point in the podcast, lower the volume.
Lower the volume just a little bit, just for this one moment. I was
crazy.
Sweating.
Oh my God. I was like, if my winner pick, not just my winner pick, if Cirie motherfucking Fields goes home the first episode of 50, I am going to be in a bad place. I'm not going to be able to handle it. I was looking at Josh and I was like, you better believe the producers were freaking out too. I was like, I guarantee you that when those people were going out to vote, they were holding up their votes to the camera. The producers were behind the camera with a gun.
Yeah.
And we're like, are you sure you want to vote for Cirie?
Yeah.
You should change that vote. Luckily, I didn't need to do that. You should change that.
But you should think about that vote you're about to write down.
Oh my God.
God is real.
Yes.
God is real.
He is because Cirie didn't go home. And thank God for that.
She was clutching her pearls with half of America.
I was clutching my pearls, my breasts, my ass. I was clutching everything, holding on for literal dear life.
Listen,
in this episode.
As much as Cirie is the absolute icon, mother of them all, greatest to never win.
The queen of Ponderosa herself.
She is ass in challenges.
Oh, yeah.
It is uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
And Sam was telling me, like, as two people that are very, very competitive and have played competitive sports all of our lives and stuff like that, I cannot help but watch someone just struggle so much with something and not want to jump through the screen and be like, give me that. Give me that.
You want to know the tea with this too? That part of the challenge went on for 20 minutes.
Oh.
And additional context, the reason she volunteered for that part of the challenge is she competed in a very, very similar challenge on Australian Survivor.
Did she do it well?
Yes. Specifically, the part of the challenge, and I'm not saying it's an excuse, I'm just giving context. The part of the challenge that threw her off is, 'cause this is all from Jenna's exit interview.
The mud?
No, it wasn't the mud. It was the fact that there was that wall of rope in front of her because she had to use a different technique to even throw it high enough. Whereas on Australian Survivor, there was nothing impeding her from throwing the monkey paw the way she wanted to. So that's why she volunteered. It wasn't delusion. She still choked and bombed the challenge. I'm not justifying that. But that's the reason why they put her in, is because she was like, I just got back from Australian Survivor and did this and I was good at it. I can do this. That's why it happened.
Just letting you know. Eventually, she did. And we know Jeff loved that.
And I was cheering.
We were cheering.
I was cheering.
And I was like, if anyone can pull this challenge out and the puzzle out, it's going to be Christian. Father Christian can do this.
Yeah, the time deficit was too much.
And it was too much.
Yeah.
And in true Cirie queen fashion, what she does so well, she was like, I'm going to hope that my relationships are strong enough.
Yes.
And I'm not going to scramble. I'm not going to freak out.
Yes.
And her presence just gives so much confidence and strength and calm. And I don't know what Jenna said.
Yeah.
But in the edit.
Yes.
She was acting crazy. And she was like going left and right, just telling everyone, we have to vote out Cirie. And in her preseason interview, she did say Cirie needs to go day one.
Yeah.
Like day dot, Cirie needs to go.
Yeah.
So I struggle believing her in her exit interview.
Okay.
Because I'm like, Girl, if they can edit it, making it look like you were throwing out her name, like it's hard to make it look that way if you weren't doing that.
Yeah.
But if you were going to everyone and being like, Suri, which she did because it was somehow on footage.
Yes. Okay, yeah. We can get into it. So this
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so this is the claim. And I'll do my best to explain this.
Please.
Disclaimer, you can go and read Jenna's exit interview yourself where she talks about this if you just Google Jenna Lewis Survivor 50 exit interview Entertainment Weekly, whatever. So you can go and read this and fact check it. But this is from reading it earlier today. This is what happened. So we already talked about there was this, essentially there was this nerd trio. Mm-hmm. There was the Ozzy and Suri pair. Mm-hmm. And Joe and Savannah have become a little bit of a pair out of necessity, leaving Jenna kind of on her own.
Yeah.
So what Jenna says is that very early on day one, she's having a conversation with Christian. Mm-hmm. Her and Christian are talking strategy. And Christian says, I am going to go sit by who I think is the biggest threat and who we should get out first.
Interesting.
So Jenna's watching him. He goes and sits next to Suri and talks to her for 5 minutes and then comes back and talks to Jenna afterwards to confirm. So she says the first person that kickstarted this Suri thing was Christian. So she's not saying the edit made it look like she was the one throwing Suri's name out, but she was like, I was not the one that brought Suri to anybody else. Christian brought it to me. That's what she claims.
Christian brought it to her, and then she brought it to everyone else.
So
before
then,
they were even like going to tribal. And another thing is Christian in preseason, and I know preseason isn't like the Survivor Bible, and that's what they end up doing.
Yeah.
But Christian said that he really, really wanted to work with Suri.
Oh, yes.
And he would be happy going to the end with Suri.
Oh, yes.
So that's what surprises me a little bit.
Yeah.
If he's like, I'm going to put this target on her.
Well, Jenna provides more. She says she thinks that why Christian did this, she says. So then what happens is then we see kind of what happens. So she says, first of all, she's like, it was funny because Christian had his confessional where he was like, oh, the Spock, Captain Kirk, I'll do the thinking and you'll take the action. It immediately cuts to Rick Devens talking to Suri and being like, oh yeah, Jenna threw your name out there. Mm-hmm. So she's like, Christian sent Devens to go and do the dirty work for him. The reason I think that he did this is because Christian wanted to make sure that I didn't link up with Suri and Ozzy. That's what Jenna believes. And obviously we can get context to all this later. But she's like, Christian and Emily, something else I also learned from this interview, are good friends outside of Survivor. So she's like, okay, when I saw they were in my tribe, I was like, okay, they're already working together and they're going to pull Rick Devens in. They've got a trio. Then there's duos here. There's Savannah and Joe, and then there's Suri and Ozzy. And she's like, I think Christian pitted me and Suri against each other so that Suri would be forced to link up with his trio and Ozzy. Sorry, I have to cough. Hold on.
You're fine. You okay?
Yeah, I just had something stuck in my throat.
Okay.
I was like, I don't want to cough on the pod. She's like, I think that Christian pitted me and Suri against each other, essentially to guarantee that it would drive Suri further to his side to work together, because otherwise that could leave a trio here, a duo and me, which could potentially maybe come together because Christian had a big target on his back moving forward. So that's what she says. So I'm not necessarily saying
I don't buy it.
It doesn't necessarily mean that like she wasn't going hard after Suri. She was.
Yeah.
But she claims that it was not her that hit the beach and was like, get Suri out. She said Christian was the one that started it. We kept going. And Jenna said, I genuinely was shocked that I went home first. I was expecting to get 2 votes. I thought Suri and Ozzy were going to vote for me. That conversation you saw where I was talking with Ozzy was completely how it happened, where I asked him, he paused, and she was like, I don't think I can trust you when it comes to Suri. You're not going to vote her out. So I thought Suri and Ozzy were going to vote for me. I had Joe, Savannah, Emily telling me, like, we can't let them stay together. Joe in particular, she was like, Joe,
Good job, Joe.
This is exactly what happened to me on All Stars. I worked with a duo, Boston Rob and Amber, and it screwed me over in the end. You worked with a duo, Kyle and Camilla, and it screwed you over. We can't let a duo get far. So I thought that I was good. I thought I was going to get 2 votes and one of them was going to go home. So when she got all 7 votes, she was genuinely surprised.
Honestly, proud of Joe. Good job, Joe. Good job. I don't buy one bit of what Jenna is saying. Okay. I'm going to be so honest.
Okay.
I don't buy it. I think she overplayed herself so easily.
Definitely was still way too aggressive.
Because I understand when like the narrative is off and like things come out after the game and it's like, that's not totally how it happened. But that's out there, girl. Like, because for me, it's easy to make the edit look like you were going after Suri if that's what you were actually doing, which it was. And if Christian was the one to throw out Suri to her, and if I'm her, I would be like, Christian told me we should go for Suri. Like, what do you think about that? And not...
Jenna should say that to someone else.
Yes,
you mean?
and not taking the heat on like herself for that.
I think she did.
I guess then we'll hear.
I think the conversations were initially like Christian pointed it out to her. I think that Jenna was then kind of trying to work with like the nerd trio essentially. And she, again, her claim is like, I think Christian did that to drive Suri to him. Because then if we're pitted against each other, because she's like, I bet he told Suri the same thing of like, Jenna's gunning for you and we need to get her out, sort of a thing.
Interesting.
So,
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't put it past Christian because he is a genius. And if anyone can do that, it's him.
Yeah.
I just also think she's genuinely sad and like heartbroken and upset. And she probably hated watching it on TV. And I'm not saying that Christian didn't say Suri or didn't make any of this happen. I just think it's wild for her to like say that all of it's kind of a lie and like misconstrued, you know? And it's like, I wasn't throwing out Suri. I didn't do that. It's like, yes, you did.
Well, and if I haven't done a good job at explaining it,
you have.
Jenna's point is not that it's all lie or all misconstrued. She's just claiming.
Yeah.
I did not hit the beach and immediately go to everybody and say, vote out Suri.
For sure. Yeah.
Christian brought it to me first. And I was working under the assumption that is what this group was working towards doing.
Got it.
That's what her claim was.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, good on everyone else then for convincing her.
Yeah.
It was obvious that she was just, like, rusty.
Yeah.
I guess, and hasn't played in a while. And I was so excited to watch Jenna because... I feel like in the preseason and what she was doing on Ponderosa, like playing into the like, I'm just like the old whatever, like I just want to be a number and be involved. She did not play like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I just feel like you could tell me if I'm wrong on this. I don't think I am though, where it's like you shouldn't be throwing out a name if you're not even going to tribal yet. Like if your tribe isn't on the table for like eliminating someone, don't bring up a name. Just focus on like the relationship building and the building bonds and building trust with people. And then when it's time to bring up a name, you can bring up a name. But if there's no point and like voting out someone is irrelevant right now, don't be the one to bring it up. And if someone brings a name to you and you agree, you can like lean into it, but don't be like, hey, I think we should go for this person first. Cause it's like, you don't even have to yet.
Yeah.
Like it's way too soon, you know?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that...
I'm just mad because she was on my draft, okay?
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, I think that, like... It's so hard because...
It is hard. We don't know.
Like, things are moving so quickly. We're on day 4. There's 22 days left, and there's 22 people left in the game.
Wild.
So I can't imagine the pressure of, like, we're moving through this. There's these big threats, like... Jenna, talked about like, it's hard to be the first one out, but that was also my greatest fear and I faced it and conquered it. So she seems to be in a better place now that she's had time to process it.
Yeah. Good for her. And I'm sure like other people could have been bringing up names, right?
Oh, yeah.
The edit is a real thing. And we only see so much of their day, and they've been living together for days.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure other people were bringing up names.
Yeah.
Like she wasn't the only one being like, hey, this would be my first pick if we were to vote someone out.
Yeah.
Like she must have heard that from the people that she was being comforted by or lied to by.
Yeah.
So you can't fault her too much. Like someone has to go first. No one wants to be the first one to go.
Yes.
But it was clear that she didn't like integrate herself very well. And it's not totally her fault, right? Like she's been really removed from Survivor for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's been like 20 plus years since she's been out there.
Yeah.
And these people have more like recent bonds.
Yeah.
So it may have just been hard from the beginning and Survivor's game, and we don't know how to play it. We haven't played it. So it's just like, it's so easy to sit here in front of a mic and be like, you're stupid,
Definitely.
Jenna.
Yeah.
But she's not. She's a genius, and it just sucks.
Absolutely. Can we talk about a couple things that we didn't see in the episode?
Please.
So Mike Bloom published an article where it talked about like all the things you didn't see the first 3 days of season 50. So one thing...
So Taylor, are you back on Survivor Reddit and online and stuff?
I'm not on Reddit, but I did read these articles because I was like, I want to be prepped for the pod
You want to be
today.
informed, yes.
Yeah.
Because as a friend, I was just going to hold you accountable because you were like, I don't want to be on the Survivor online.
I didn't.
But you were just preparing.
Oh, I was just reading the articles, honey. I wasn't reading comments.
Good.
I wasn't going to those subreddits. I'm not on Instagram, 100%.
Good. Anyway, Mike Bloom was saying.
Yes. So I bring this up because another element of the Sela dynamic is they talk to Savannah. They're like,
oh,
you know,
Go
what's the tea? How did you do? And she's honest and is like, I won.
Well, she goes, what do you guys think?
What do you think I did?
They're all like,
Pretty well.
pretty good. She was like, I won.
Yeah. So Savannah's honest with them, says that she won, which I think is the right move. They would have guessed anyway. What we didn't see is that they asked her about her relationship with Rizzo, and she totally lied about it. She said, Rizzo and I started on the same tribe. Here's the thing is she lied about it in a really interesting way because she was honest basically about everything. Because she's like, we were on the same tribe. There was a tribe swap. Someone I was really close with got voted out after a tribe swap, talking about Shannon. She said, my number one ally was somebody that was on the tribe that really struggled early on, and we went to the end together, Sophie B. But with Rizzo, she said, we were working together early on because we were in the majority, and after the merge, we drifted apart and worked basically on opposite sides. So they are really trying to downplay the fact they were friends and frame their casting on 49 more as like friends to enemies, bitter rivals. Will they clash or will they come together? And I'm assuming Rizzo is probably doing the same thing. I would imagine they probably kept their story. They probably talked beforehand and were like, let's get our story straight.
Yeah.
So we didn't see that.
Interesting.
Another thing, again, that I'm like bummed we didn't see because it's hilarious. Miss Angelina Keeley tried to bargain with Jeff after winning the challenge.
No.
Yes, honey.
What did she say? What did she want?
After winning immunity, she's like, Jeff, in true... I'm going to misquote what she actually said, but she's basically like, in true Angelina fashion, can I make a negotiation? And everybody laughs.
This is what we want.
Yes. I'm like, why didn't we see this? She says, I've lived in Fiji before, and I know that like the fishing here isn't great. Is there any way we can exchange for a tarp? And Jeff says, let me check. And he looks behind the immunity idol, and there's nothing there, and then goes, nope. Sorry.
Woo,
and then she says,
shut
like,
down.
Is there anything that we can trade or negotiate for? And Jeff says, no. And then I'm just like, why didn't we see that? That's funny.
That is funny. We want that.
What a funny callback and character moment. Like,
that's why we bring her back.
Yeah.
Like, she is the reason that there was this whole sit out for immunity, like sit out of the immunity challenge.
Yeah.
For Rice and for all these things. Like the queen of the negotiations.
Yeah.
That's what we want to see.
Yeah.
Producers.
So, anyway, those are just a couple of things in this interview that we hadn't already talked about that are impacting the game. We just didn't see.
Yeah, very much impacting the game. That's so interesting.
Should we get to the most important part of our discussion, which is who is going to be Queen of the Week.
Queen of the Week?
Sorry, I thought it was
Scared
falling.
me. Yes, we should.
Who are your initial like nominees to be added to the Queens of Ponderosa's court? I have a couple names in mind.
I didn't even think about a crowning, so I should have had one in mind.
No, you're good.
I'm thinking
I can tell you who I'm thinking.
Ozzy.
Ozzy's on my short list.
I'm thinking Emily or Christian.
Emily was on my short list too.
Okay, I'm glad we're on the same page.
I have one more for on my list at least.
Who do you have?
Genevieve.
Genevieve. Okay.
Got into a majority alliance. Close allies found the idol and sent it. Yeah.
Yes, of course. I'm so proud of Genevieve. Genevieve, listen, sister, what happened to the I want to work with chaotic men idea? Because I wanted this to happen. I wanted her and
I mean,
Q.
she's in an alliance with Q.
Yeah, I guess she is. It's like, I feel like she was by means of Kyle.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's how they were connected. It's
Yeah.
not like, I want to work with you. It's like, I'm working with Kyle, you're working with Kyle, we're working together.
Yeah.
I was just a little bit like, come on, girl.
Yeah.
Come on. And Riz God, like she said, like, I'm so intrigued by someone who would call themselves a god, like Riz
Yeah.
God. And so I was like, I really wanted this. I didn't want you to work with Colby and stuff because I think they're boring.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, that's all. But yes, Genevieve, other than that, because that's just my personal bias
Yeah.
and what I wanted to see,
Yeah.
she did so well because she was like a hot item coming into this game. People are terrified of her.
Yeah.
Terrified of her.
Yeah.
And she like quickly secured a safe alliance
Yeah.
and found an idol. And she's like sitting pretty
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, I didn't
So
really
I am
think
proud of her.
I didn't really think there was enough from Kahlo to like nominate
Yeah.
anybody as the queen over there.
Yeah, I'm like,
and I feel
Coach?
like I can't necessarily nominate Suri when she was like kind of in the hot seat a little
No.
bit. So if anything, I think based on even like stuff that wasn't in the edit, I almost wonder if we have to say that the queen of the week was Christian Hubicki. Like,
We
because
might need
he
to.
got into a solid alliance in his tribe. According to Jenna, is essentially running the tribe and got everybody whipped into action to vote her out.
I
So, like,
would love a Christian Hubicki crowning.
I
this
think
week.
it's between. I think it's between Ozzy and Christian.
Yeah,
is what I'm
yeah,
feeling.
yeah, I like that. Ozzy is on the table
Yeah.
for me because I like you said earlier, I just see the most like true evolution from his previous games.
Yeah.
And he's genuinely like adapting to this new situation. He's entering the game as a new type of player.
Yeah.
And he's like accepting and reaching out for like the help that he needs. And I love that with Suri. He needs a number one that is a social queen or
Yeah,
king.
definitely.
And that was such a good read because he's like, I want to play a social game.
Yeah.
I want you to be my mommy.
Yeah.
And help me play this game.
Yeah.
And then he truly stuck his neck out for her. Like he's in it.
Yeah.
And so I really, really loved that. He's successfully negotiated getting an extra vote, which
Yep.
is major.
Oh yeah.
Major.
Yeah, he has an idol and an extra vote.
Yeah, and he has an idol gifted to him.
Granted,
so
he didn't really do anything to get the idol, but
no, just other than being an icon.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that was really, really big for him.
Yeah, it was a good
so
week
I
for
don't
him.
know. Who do we give it to?
Yeah, I think that I'm leaning towards like if we're just
Christian.
basing it on the episode, I feel like I would say Ozzy because it's like
He shined more.
Yeah, he made a solid alliance with Suri, contributed to protecting his number one ally, secured an extra vote, is really rewriting his story.
Yeah.
And also caused interesting drama with Coach, which is just funny.
Yeah, it was so fun.
But if we're including like everything, including stuff that we maybe didn't see that's influencing the game, there's a part of me that wants to say Christian because
I know.
he seems to have a really solid group of people around him. So,
And what's so interesting,
Yeah.
the two are so different because Christian is in such a vulnerable place being the like Goliath of David's
yes.
ever.
Yeah.
So the fact that he is so well like insulated and protected, he went to tribal along with Ozzy, and his name didn't even come up at all whatsoever.
Yeah.
And everyone wants to work with him. It's like, in a very Suri-like way, it just proves how charming he is.
Yeah.
And how it doesn't matter how threatening he is, people still want to work with him because
Definitely.
they can't help it.
Yeah.
Like, they literally cannot help themselves.
Yeah.
And then Ozzy, on the other hand, he comes into the game and we're like, okay, we're just going to get the same old, same old. Like, we've had, Ozzy play the same way 4 other times.
Yeah.
And he enters this game as a true new person, and he's playing differently, and he's doing it well.
Yeah.
And he kind of had his name floating for 1 second, which I loved from Emily. Because she's like, this could be a good thing, though, having Jenna and Suri.
Did you think that was serious?
No.
I didn't think it was. Because I get the sentiment behind it, but I don't think that anybody was actually really considering voting
I think it was
Ozzy
just
out.
an Emily Rick Devens moment of like, wouldn't that be crazy, actually?
Yeah.
And it would be. And it could have been really, really fun. But anyway, Ozzy he really, really put himself out there. And I feel like he is giving his all to this game.
Definitely.
Which was exciting to see from him. It was just like unexpected,
Yeah. Should we give it to Ozzy?
Yeah, let's give it to Ozzy this episode.
All right. Our inaugural Queen of the Week for season 50 is Ozzy. Congratulations to Ozzy. You can thank the Academy. We accept this award on your behalf.
Yeah. Acceptance speech?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
He's going to say, it's all about revenge, basically.
Yeah.
When he's on Redemption Island and Jeff is like, what's this about, Ozzy? Revenge, basically. Yeah, fierce.
Okay.
So yeah, Ozzy, you're our inaugural Queen of the Week. Congratulations.
I love it.
It's I mean, we've only been doing this for season 49 and now 50, but
it's a big deal.
I was gonna say, and it's rare for a man to win so far. Ozzy, congratulations, and we love having some queer representation in the Queens of Ponderosa court. So congratulations to you, Ozzy, inaugural Queen of the Week. Any other things about the premiere of season 50
Honestly,
that we need to get to?
I'm gonna have to look over my notes. I
think I hit pretty much everything I wanted to say, and I brought in that stuff from the exit interviews. Like, I had tons and tons and tons of notes, but we did a good job at getting to everything. I'll say something while you're looking. Beating a dead horse. Call it as you will. I am sick of muddy net tunnels.
Those make me so anxious.
Yeah.
They just love getting them down and dirty.
I'm tired of mud being something that we see in the first episode of every season of Survivor ever. It's tired, corny, played out. I don't want to see it.
Bring back the blood.
Yes. The only other things I said here, I said not coach quoting MLK. That was crazy.
No, that was
insane.
It's such a good quote.
Yes.
But yeah, it's so coach.
Yeah.
That's so coach.
And then the last thing I said, this being a 3-hour premiere, cool for sure, because it's like the biggest season ever, whatever. Man, that last hour, snooze fest. Boring. Like, I know we already hashed out the whole episode. Basically, everything that we just talked about happened in the first 2 hours, with the exception of the boomerang idol and the inverse Jenga game. And then Kyle got medevaced. Like, that last hour, I was like, like, oh, so boring.
Snooze, sleepy, time for a nap.
My only other thoughts I had.
One other thing I wrote down just about the Jenna Christian thing, because apparently I cannot get over this. And I need to watch her exit press on this and read it as well. But in my notes, I have written down that Christian says Jenna is playing way too hard too fast, and she needs to slow down.
Yeah.
And I feel like Christian, being the narrator that he is, I feel like he would have let us, the fans, into his plan.
He might have.
He might have, and he didn't tell us.
Show it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah. We'll have to see if Christian, whenever Christian does his exit interview, whether it's when he gets voted out or if he wins, I hope that someone will ask him that question. I'll DM him tonight and ask. He won't be able to tell me.
We'll DM him tonight.
He won't be able to tell me.
The tribal set looked epic.
Oh yeah. The immunity idols, like the angry chickens, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Loved the tribal set. And they brought back the old voting music. Did you pay attention to that?
Oh, no.
Yes.
I love it.
They brought
It
back
felt like home.
it was a variation of the
Ancient voices
of the old voting music. Yeah. Yeah, I loved that tribal set. It was fierce.
It was beautiful.
Those towers, those pillars, honey.
Very, very, very beautiful.
Loved.
Okay. Let's see if I had anything else.
What else could we say at this point? We're just out here yapping.
I know, literally.
We've been going for 2 hours, folks. I mean, obviously, you've made it to the end of the episode, so you know how long it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've just been chatting.
No, I don't have anything else. And if we forget and it comes up next week, we can talk about it next week.
Oh, I actually do remember. One thing I have to correct really quickly, just because I always pride myself on, like, I know everything about Survivor. I want to make it clear. Last episode we were filming, you were like, didn't Savannah win 4 immunities? She did.
She did.
She says that on this episode, and then I was like, oh yeah,
that's right.
She tied the record and almost broke the record.
Yes.
With that last immunity challenge that
Sophie
won.
won.
So correcting that, sorry, I was wrong.
That's okay.
Savannah won 4, not 3.
That makes me feel so much better because I'm like, no, I could have sworn.
No,
but
she
I'm
did.
like, okay.
She won 4.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and
so
she was
good
fierce
of
for
her.
that.
She is so fierce. And she was close to winning 5 because I remember us saying
if she won that last one that Sophie B won, she would have tied the men, which would have been amazing.
Amazing. Yeah. So cool. She might do it this season. Who knows?
We'll see.
But y'all, that's pretty much all we have with all of the the last thing. I did think it was cute, the little fashion show at Vatu.
There was something about
and
that.
Kyle wearing the buff as like the what is that called?
Like a top.
Yeah,
something.
whatever. Him wearing it as like a top. I was like, that was so cute and playful.
Kyle
I loved
said something
that.
about that in his exit press about that not being, what did he say? He said something about that like not being planned or something. I can't remember. He said something about it. I'll have to go and read
organically. I wonder if it came up with like the Q skirt and how that was a thing.
Genevieve said that or Angelina, I think, said that she had like ordered a Q skirt and that it hadn't gotten to her.
That's funny.
Q was like, we're behind on production or whatever.
Maybe it like came up from that conversation. Maybe. That's how I would imagine it.
Yeah,
like,
I'll have to go and read.
Happening.
Kyle said something about that, but I can't remember.
That's good. Can't wait for next episode.
Yes, I was going to say, we are now going to be, hopefully in the routine, our goal is that we watch the episodes Wednesdays. We film either Wednesday right after the episode or the next day, which is Thursday, to have these episodes posted Fridays. So we're going to try and stick to that schedule, but also just be flexible with us. We are running this podcast alone.
Yeah.
We don't have these big production teams behind the camera that are doing everything for us. So
we're self-sustaining. We do it by ourselves.
At least not right now. Once this becomes the biggest podcast on Spotify, then you'll see. Then you'll see. We'll have some people behind the camera. Oh yeah.
Onto our team. And Rob C is going to be on our team, and he,
up. Oh my God, if I ever was on Rob Has a Podcast talking to him, I would be crying.
I would
shitting.
Throw up.
Oh yeah.
It would be my entire personality.
I would literally be like, I love you. And he'd be like, okay, yeah, I want to ask you a question. But Rob, I love you.
You're like, yeah, but really
you should have been on 50. Yeah. 100%.
And he's like, I know. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yes. Okay, well, with that, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Queens of Ponderosa. It's been great to chat with you about the premiere of season 50. Tune in next week where we will recap episode 2. And we will also update you on how the draft is going because we haven't updated our points yet. And we will do that and provide an update on where we are at.
Yes.
So
my draft cannot take a hit like it did.
I was going to say, it seems like I'm going to be doing pretty well at the beginning, but there's always time for a comeback.
There's always time. There's plenty of time. Dee's in a better position than I thought. And she's in my draft.
Oh, one thing. God, we're so annoying. One thing that we didn't talk about at all, really quickly, I have to bring it up now. Devastating that Kyle got medevaced.
Yeah.
Oh, Camilla's chances to win skyrocketed. Camilla's stocks are up. Buy Camilla's stock now.
Now. Right
because
this instant.
I think that this was so good for her game. So good for her game that he went out early. They're not going to be put together as a pair. I think she becomes way less threatening, can slide under the radar. Obviously, yes, it's really sad, but for her gameplay, I think this is amazing for her.
This is what she needed.
Yeah.
And did you see the way she was looking at him when he got hurt in the challenge? And
like,
it was really, really precious and really sad because she was like tearing up and really worried about him.
Yeah.
And so I'm interested to see her reaction next week.
Yeah. Absolutely.
In next episode to one of her best friends being medevaced.
Yeah.
Which is so horrible.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Okay. For real. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will be back next week to recap episode 2 of season 50. It's a 2-hour episode. I'm assuming we're going to get multiple boots again. So we'll see how that plays out. And until then, be safe, enjoy Survivor, and we will see you all next time.
Yep.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, the queens have spoken.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. The queens have spoken.
The queens have spoken a lot.
This ending.
Is fierce.
This is the disaster tribe. This is the disaster tribe, you and I right here. The queens have spoken. Love you all so much. Bye.